Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today we're taking a look at a new piece of equipment I've purchased. It's yet another audio recorder, and it is the Zoom H6 that you see here. And I've purchased this because I'm enjoying playing with audio. I'm not really an audio person, but I recently purchased the Tascam DR40X, which I'm using as my backup sound. It's on a little lighting stand just sat in front of me, so I'm using that as my backup audio. And I've done a review on that, and it's a great piece of kit. Also purchased this, a little Tascam DR701D, and you see that there, DR701D, which I've also done a review on. This is also a fantastic piece of kit. What's nice about this particular unit, this Zoom one, is each channel, so it's got 4 XLR inputs. See, I've got a microphone plugged in there. So it's got your 4 XLR inputs, as you can see here on the side. So you've got 2 that side, and then you've got 2 that side, which is marvellous. Let me set that to record, actually. And then it's got 4 separate audio controls for those 4 channels. And that's one thing that I really like. But with the Tascam and with the Tascam DR40X and the DR701D, this DR701D, if you look at where the controls are, they're really tiny little pan pots to be able to adjust the input gain on those. And the display is relatively small, particularly for my eyes. That's a relatively small display there. Whereas on the Tascam, on the Zoom, you've got really nice audio level input controls, proper analog controls. So you see, let's get it there. So you see there, that's, you know, lovely controls for the 4 XLR stroke 3/4 inch jack inputs. And as I say, there's 2 on that side, where we can see there, 2 on that side, and then there's the 2 on that side, and that makes that a nice compact unit, a very nice compact unit. At the moment I've got it sat on the table. It's got a tripod thread mount underneath, of which I've got a little Manfrotto tripod fitted to that, and that's, you know, that's awesome. And what you do, you plug your microphones in. Let's say, be it, I've got this little Samsung microphone here, XLR microphone, that plugs into any one of the 4 inputs, like so. It doesn't, you haven't got a click as such, but you know it's gone in, and it ain't going to fall out, I can assure you. Let's get that in, he says. So that's gone in, that's a firm fit. You know, a very firm fit. That ain't going to fall out. There's no way that's falling out. Although you don't hear a firm click like you do on a lot of the recorders. So that takes 4 inputs there, and as I say, you control it by these input controls here. On the top here, it's got an XY capsule. So if you're doing interviews, or you're using it on the table and you're using it like that, so you're using it so you can actually talk into it, or you're putting it on a table for someone to pick up the audio. Maybe you're doing an interview and you want to pick up the audio of that interview. You might stick it on the table like this, and that is great. So it's got this separate capsule. Now these capsules are great. This is the one that it came with, and it's basically a modular capsule, and this also has its own gain control, completely separate to the 4 controls on the unit. This has got its own gain control, as has the gun mic. If you use the gun mic, you can buy separately for it, and as I say, that literally just clips straight into there, like so. And so will the others, just clip straight into the actual unit. So that gives me now 5 audio channels. So, and this module here comes up as channel 1 on the display. I don't know if you can hear that. No, we can't hear nothing. I don't know why that is. I've got the level down, I expect. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see that shooting right up now, so you can clearly see it's a full colour LED. That looks like LED, yeah. LCD. It's an LCD display, full colour LCD display. So it makes it nice and clear to see. Where again with this Tascam, that's an LCD display, but it's not as clear as what this one is. It's very distinct and it's very good. And it's also very easy to set your channel inputs on these 4 switches along the top here. So we've got left and right here, which is for the 2 left and right channels on this module. And then you've got the other 4 inputs, whether it be via XLR, which is what I've got plugged in, or whether it be a 3/4 inch jack. And then you just turn on those inputs according to what inputs you've got plugged into. Or what's plugged into these inputs, really, more to the point. It's got phantom power as well on every channel. So phantom power is basically a 48 volt phantom power supplied to microphones that need phantom power. This particular microphone does need phantom power. I haven't set it up for it, but that does need phantom power. So that would be, that would work absolutely great. And then you've got various other inputs. Let's go around the unit. So that's basically I call that the top plate. So you've got your fast stop, fast forward, rewind, your actual function controls on the top there. On this side, straightforward enough. You've got 2 XLR inputs on this side. You've got volume, headphone volume control. No, sorry, that's the it's a bit convoluted adjusting the menus. I'm not terribly impressed with the menu structure. It does the job and it works. And I guess it's a little bit easier than the Tascam one in some respects. But you basically push the menu button in. So you push the menu button in and then you just scroll through the different menus, according to what it is that you need to adjust, whether it be input settings, whether it be, not the gain. There's a whole host of different settings there. So that's basically on that side. So there's not much on that side at all. And the USB port. Now this USB port is really handy, and it's handy for 2 aspects. It will do 3, but I use it predominantly for 2. One of them, as does the Tascam DR40X, provides USB power. So brilliant. You don't have to worry about running out of AA batteries in the unit. Plug a power block in and away you go. And I've actually got a very old power block I dug out the drawer. But I've got an old power block here that I'm powering it with. Just as, bulk standard, nothing fancy power block that is actually powering it. And it acts as a USB interface to your computer. So if you're doing voiceovers or podcasting and you want a decent quality mic, again, the same as the DR40X, then you can plug it into your computer. The computer will read it as a microphone and away you go. And the third thing it can do is act as a data transfer. I don't bother about that because I'll just take the SD card out. So that's the side. This side, basically you've got your 2 XLR inputs on the side there. You've got headphone jack and headphone volume sort of rocker switch, and you've got your on-off switch, and there's a hold button there, so you can actually lock it. Again, the same as on the 2 Tascams, so you can lock it and you don't accidentally knock any switches while you're recording, and that's obviously a very handy feature. So that's basically those 2 sides. And then on the front here, you've got, whether that can be seen, I don't know. Let's take it up a bit. On the front here, you've got a line out socket, which is better than the Tascam. The Tascam's got a line out, but it doubles up as a headphone jack. Well, this has got a separate headphone jack to the line out jack. And that line out, you can take a feed to your camera while you're filming, so you get the backup soundtrack on your camera. Very much like I'm doing with my Tascam DR40X. I'm recording the sound on the DR40X, but I'm feeding it to my Nikon Z50 at the same time, as well as using my Rode mic that's going into my main camera, the Z6. And then on the front there is a remote socket if you want to use a cabled remote, something like this one here. This isn't for this particular unit, but if the stop, start, record, volume things work, and that's the Zoom remote control, which goes into that remote jack. And that is pretty much, oh, the headphone jack is on that side as well. Sorry, the headphone jack is on the side where, as I say, the other two XLR jacks are, and the volume for the headphones, and where the SD card goes. So that just goes into the side there, and standard SD card. One of the lovely features that I tend not to use, but I can see why it would be really, really handy. If you're recording with 2 channels, be it the two, you know, the microphones, I wouldn't say built into it, but on this module, or 2 microphones plugged in, you can set it up to do a dual record. So it will record it at the volume that you set, but also it'll do a separate recording, which they call a backup recording, at a lower 7, it's about 11, 12 dBs lower. I think you can adjust what level that is. So if anyone really shouts, you've got a lower volume as a backup. Whoa, that's awesome. I find that, you know, tremendous. That's a really nice feature. Again, that feature appears on the DR40X and also appears on the Tascam. But I like that feature. I mean, what I really like about this is its form factor, its usability. It's really, really nice. It's compact. It's built really well. Construction of it is excellent. But now, there is a couple of things that just, I say, niggle me. And I don't know how the manufacturer could have actually improved on it. With the Tascam, pretty much I can see the audio levels, even sat with a microphone looking at me. They'll be upside down, but at least I can see the needle on the display moving. And for me, as somebody recording these sort of things, there'd be nothing more frustrating. You get to the end, put it in the computer and find you've got no audio because, I don't know, it stopped, the levels have got knocked, whatever it might be. But on this unit, so let's say, for example, I've got that facing me now, or which you can't see on the wide shot, but I can assure you I've got that set facing me. You can see it on the close-up shot. So yeah, that's now facing me, which is great. So if I'm doing an audio recording now, whether it be a presentation to camera or whether it be, you know, a podcast, looking at my script on the computer, I haven't got a cat and mouse chance of seeing whether it's even recording, because the display is at a slant. So it's slanting away from me. Now that is, you know, great if I'm behind the audio recorder, behind the camera, whatever, you know, and I'm interviewing somebody else. That's great because I can see that, and yay, awesome. You know, that's marvelous. But pretty naff if I'm like that. And unfortunately for me, because I'm a solo worker, I work on my own. Well, that's how it is most of the time for me, because when I'm in front of the camera here, I've got the microphones pointing towards me, but the display is pointing in opposite direction, so can't see it. So you have to do a test recording and then hope that when you hit record button, that it is still recording. A minor niggle, I can't see how the manufacturer could have actually improved on that. You know, nice tilting display like I have on DSLRs and mirrorless cameras would be wonderful, so you could tilt it up, but more expense. So the unit would be more expensive, and would you buy it? So, you know, catch-22 from a manufacturer's point of view. So that's one niggle, which is frustrating. But the other thing that is really frustrating, and I'm still trying to get my head around it, is the file structure and how Zoom have actually managed the way this handles files. And I'll show you, well, yeah, I will show you what I mean. So, you know, you go into, oh, that's not it. Yeah, so you go in, you plug your SD card into the computer. This is what comes up, 10 folders. You can't change that. That is baked in concrete. That is what it is. So you have 10 folders, but the audio files go into start off in folder 1. When you have Zoom, another folder within that, you get one file. There's 2 in that one because there's a backup file. Fair enough. but then the next recording's in file number 2, then the next recording is in number 3, and I think that keeps going up until it creates 10 folders within folder number 1, and then it goes over to folder number 2, of which these are empty. And I find that's really slow and laborious. When I want to drop those into Final Cut Pro, I have to find all those individual folders and take the files out and drop them into, import them into Final Cut Pro. For me, it would be nice if you could go into the menu and set it to either, do you just want one folder? Just one folder, then all the files are dropped in that one folder. For me, then I can just import one folder straight into Final Cut Pro, job done. But I can't do it that way. But my point is, it would be nice if Zoom could have created something in the menu, but you as the user could decide how you wanted it to do it. I wouldn't have thought, from a programming point of view, it'd be too complicated to do a firmware update, so that was possible. But at the moment, that isn't possible. That's what I love about the Tascam. It's pretty much one folder. You just drop the file straight in. Wonderful. Love it, But other than that, I shall do a audio recording test. So let's do that now, just so we can see. Let's go in out of here. Let's set this little baby up then. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. That's peaking, so I've got that too loud. Let's take that down a bit. Right, and hit record. So what's nice, if you look at the display there, you can clearly see the recording on there. It's got a big bright red display, and I know just at a quick glance but that is actually recording. And I do like the actual level display, but you can see the level display is recording, well, as long as you're looking at it, until you turn the microphone towards you. But there we go. So I've actually set that to around about 8. So I'm now just doing an audio recording just to test the sound quality of the Zoom H6 compared to my Rode Wireless Go. There is a slight possibility you may even hear the lens on my Nikon Z50 hunting, because it's an old lens and it does tend to do that. But you don't see it in the end result though. It's just a noisy motor in that lens. So you can hear the sound quality from the Zoom H6. A great little audio recorder, 6-channel audio recorder, and I'm really enjoying using it. So there we go. That is the Zoom H6 audio recorder. Great piece of kit, very pleased with it. I didn't mention actually, on this module, it has got a 3.5mm jack for plugging a lapel microphone into it, and that's how you get a 3.5mm microphone, usually a lapel microphone, into the system. So yeah, wicked piece of kit. Very pleased I bought it. Well, as I particularly like these adjustable gain controls. Really smart, really smart. So there we go. That's a brief introduction, non-technical brief introduction of the Zoom H6 using with video production. Hope you found that useful. Please subscribe to my channel if you did find this video useful, and hit the like button if you like the content, and particularly like this video. Really helpful, and that helps me grow the channel. So thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos relating to video photography and now audio. I've got some Marantz microphones coming soon, so I shall be testing them out. So thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Cheers, bye for now.